What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jason Plays, back in this jank with another video. And on today's video, I want to ask a question that has been gaining traction in the gaming communities and industry at this time. And that is, will a lot of people eventually be priced out of console gaming? So if you've been paying attention to the news and the current economic climate that we have in not just the United States, but the world, the cost of living in general, food, shelter, transportation, and many other necessities that we need to survive is now becoming more increasingly difficult to obtain. The price to just keep up with the necessities that we need in life seems to steadily be increasing. And along with the increased prices of these necessities, the job market has not been keeping up with the inflation. So because of this, industries have seen a decrease in people being able to spend money on leisure and other activities and focusing most of their income on things that they need. And because of this, activities like gaming is now becoming more of a luxury hobby. Now in the US, there has been a big situation going on with the tariffs. I'm sure everybody is aware of that. Not only does that affect the cost of things here, but also abroad. A lot of the video game consoles, whether if it is an American company or a Japanese company or whoever, have done traditionally a lot of their manufacturing in specific countries that are being hit by major tariffs. And the result is that this cost is being passed on to the consumer. When the Nintendo Switch 2 was initially launched, Nintendo had to put a pause on the actual pre-order date because they needed to go back to the drawing board and decide how would they reconfigure the pricing of the Nintendo Switch to make sure that it accounted for the tariffs being implemented. And what Nintendo had determined was that they would not increase the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 console itself, but to add the additional cost of tariffs onto the products and accessories for the system, whether that be Pro controllers, camera accessories, as well as even charging $80 for first-party exclusive games. A few weeks after that, Microsoft has also announced a price increase for their home consoles as well. The Xbox Series suite of consoles has now been adjusted as such. The Xbox Series S 512 gigabyte system is now retailing for $379 USD. The Xbox Series S 1 terabyte for $429 USD. The Xbox Series X 1 terabyte price has now increased from $499 to $599 USD. The Xbox Series X 1 terabyte digital console for $549, and the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition for $729 USD. Along with the Xbox console increases in price, Microsoft has also said that this fall they will also be charging $80 for their first party big budget titles as well. Now, the reason that this is concerning for Microsoft is because the Xbox Series suite of consoles have not been selling that well in comparison to the competition. For example, the PlayStation just had their earnings call and has stated that the PlayStation 5 console has now surpassed 77.8 million consoles sold, and that roughly compares to Xbox suite of series consoles that have sold roughly 35 million units at this point. So being that the Xbox consoles have been being dominated this generation as far as units sold, the price hike seems to do no favors for Microsoft and Xbox. My personal belief is that Microsoft probably should abandon consoles at this point, being that they already weren't selling up to expectations. Now with the increased price, it will probably even bring those sales down even further. Also, that Microsoft has now become full third party, which they are providing their traditionally exclusive titles to all competing platforms. So in essence, the Microsoft consoles have now become Game Pass machines. And if you have a PC, you do have access to Game Pass, in which you would not even need an Xbox console to enjoy that service. Now, the result of the price increases, the PlayStation consoles at the time of recording of this video have now been seeing an uptick in sales because PlayStation has yet to increase the price of their consoles that are currently on the market at this time. And the fear of them also increasing their prices, people are going out to secure their PlayStation 5 systems before the price increase occurs. Another interesting thing to note is that the PlayStation 5 Pro is currently the most powerful video game console on the market at $699, is now cheaper than the Xbox Series X Galaxy Edition that retails for $730. The caveat here is that the Xbox Series X is less powerful than the PlayStation 5 Pro, nor does it have the capabilities of AI upscaling like the Pro does. Another interesting factor to account for here is that Grand Theft Auto 6 is about 12 months away. With that being said, the PlayStation 5 Pro, if it still remains to be the most powerful console at the time of release, which we believe is going to be true, PlayStation 5 Pro will be the best place to play GTA 6 when it launches. Another factor to also include is that the PlayStation 5 Pro has PSSR, or PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution AI upscaling technology embedded in the console, which can help games to achieve higher levels of fidelity and frame rates with less cost to the CPU. With that being said, there is a new rumor that is going around the internet now, which states that Sony is planning another huge software update to the PSSR component, which will improve its performance in upscaling video games. And what the rumor states is that PlayStation is shooting for the PSSR software to be able to push games at 4K 120 Hz and 8K at 60 Hz. So if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes to the market and it runs at, let's just say, 1440p at 30 frames per second, or even 4K at 30 frames per second on Xbox Series X, but it performs at 4K 60 frames per second, or even 4K 120 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro, a lot of people who are very enthusiastic content creators and others who will generate revenue by streaming and playing GTA 6 will most likely upgrade to a PlayStation 5 Pro to enjoy this game. So instead of waiting for the inevitable price increase of the PlayStation suite of consoles, which could be within the coming weeks, people are going out to secure a PlayStation 5 Pro right now at its introductory price. For myself, thankfully, been fortunate enough to secure a PlayStation 5 Pro at launch. And the method in which I achieved this, which was I sold my current PlayStation 5 Slim as well as a couple of accessories that I had, and then took that money and used that to be able to subsidize the cost. So instead of paying $700 for a PlayStation 5 Pro, I ended up spending about $225. I will also say that as long as I had the ability to sell or trade in what I currently have to upgrade to the newest piece of tech, that I still may be able to indulge in gaming. So let me know how you feel about the current price increases and the inevitable price increases of the PlayStation consoles as well in the coming future? Do you believe that the price of gaming is becoming a luxury in which you can no longer afford to partake in? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this content, hit that like button, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yeah, we gaming ghosts.
Out for the